Sorry guys, today podcast gonna be a bit messy one. I exactly know what I want to say, but I can't say it. This is about six or seventh recording today, and it just, for whatever reason it is, it doesn't want to come out the way I thought about it, and it's very very frustrating. But hey ho, I committed to do a Tuesday to my thoughts and Fridays to interviews. I've got the interviews for a couple of weeks. Done, ready, uploaded. Gonna be available on Friday. But this one today, I was gonna talk about atmosphere in a dojo, and however I try, it doesn't come up like I wanted. So I'm just gonna say what I think, and then we'll see. It's not gonna be probably very well structured, but I hope it's gonna make sense. So I'm 30 years in martial arts, nearly, and been in many dojos, uh, met a lot of different instructors, a lot of different ways to teach, and a lot of different atmospheres in a dojo. Some been very competitive, sport orientated. Some were very relaxed, laid back, just training for sake of training. Some been orientated for a self-defense, yet others very traditional with very militaristic way of training, and it seems to have a lot of happy people. So it depends on which group you're gonna choose. What is your mindset? What is your goal in martial arts? What you try to get from them? If you're into sports, then you're gonna probably go to the dojo where it's very competitive and everybody pushing for win. If you want a relaxation, mental health, you're gonna go to the dojo like ours, where it's very laid back, relaxed, and we're just doing it for longevity and fun. Nonetheless, it is your choice, right? And I observe the coaching methodologies as well with people and how the coaches approach their way of teaching people. Some are very ego driven and uh, their students need to win. Therefore, when they sparring, they have to win as well, and they will do anything to win, being like afraid to show that they can lose to the students. They get upset. I've seen people punishing their students because they been caught out by a very good technique and they need to prove it the point that they are better. So let's knock out the student or knock them down because they embarrassed me in the session. My approach is completely different. I like when my students do something successful, take me down, choke me out, armbar me, or score a good point with a kick. I like to congratulate them and push them forwards and uplift them and praise them because that's basically my job. My job is to make them better. And if they're doing that, then I need to congratulate them. I don't have a hard feelings if somebody caught me. It was my mistake. I'm aware of it, and it is nice to see that they doing that, and in that way I can encourage them to do more instead of punish them, and they will be having a fake respect to me because they're afraid of me because I'm gonna knock them out, right? And everybody's got a better days, worse days. Sometimes I'm winning, sometimes I'm losing. It just the way it is in martial arts. But I was very very happy. Last week we've been recording our sparrings, and always in your head looks better when you spar. Then you watch the video, it's like, oh, that's not very good. I could have done better. But what one thing would stand out for me, it was the behavior of my students, and this is the kind of atmosphere of our dojo where we are strong and caring and we take care of our students and help each other. So it was nice to see that during the sparring, my students can stop and correct, allow people to do stuff on them. And I do that very often while we're sparring. I will, we do something, let's say in a clinch, there is possibility for a throw for my students, but they not getting it. They doing few things wrong, it's not working. I can see that and I can stop and say, hey, okay, adjust this here, put your arm here, use your leg here, now do it, do the takedown, right? And then we're gonna follow up because some people don't know what to do. I'm as confused as everybody else in realms of BJJ. There's so many possibilities on the floor that it's confusing, and I can share with my students the stuff I know and make them less confused. And from that, we're building up. So instead of having a one main coach who have to oversee everything, we've got several coaches on different levels that can guide the lower belts and improve their skills. So it was lovely and heartwarming to see that, without me telling people to do that, they doing themselves, just doing the meet sparring. They've got the ability to observe what's going on, see the struggles, be in compassion, and actually stop, put themselves second, and prioritize the learning process of the other person and helping them to go forward, do the applications or whatever is needed to do instead of putting their ego first and prove anybody that, oh, I need to win all the time, because it's not about this in at least in our dojo, right? I understand when you're competing and you want to be the world champion, you're gonna be have to be egoistic and have to be putting yourself ahead of others because you've got the mission. But then everybody in your gym understands the process, and in a way they are there to help you to get best. They will be challenging you and try to make your life as difficult as possible during the training, obviously, right? And the interactions after the dojo time is a different matter. There's lots of misunderstandings, hate in different environments. Uh, Not mentioning political and power games, but that's kind of outside of our realms. We don't have that in our dojo, luckily, and I hope we're not gonna develop this through our progression. But I'm really, really happy that my students are creating the really supportive group, and nobody's taking advantage of other people, and they want to help others, and they build that relationship and they support it, because this in this way we can support that mental health and development and rebuilding of some people. We've got people coming in who had the traumatic experiences, who had a really bad upbringing, who had a really bad time in life due to circumstances. And through that community, we can build them up, make them strong, make them caring about other people. And part of training is that, when you smashing people down, you put them down, it's just not helping. It's gonna be making their mental health worse. That putting down all the time, you done this wrong, you done this wrong, you done this wrong. It's nobody likes to hear it, right? And everybody feels down, and then people thinking, well, why am I actually going to this gym? I don't want to go anymore. Some people keep going because it's a habit, um, and some people just quit. So in our dojo, we're trying to build people up. So when you do something and it's well done, you get the praise immediately because that encourages you to do it again better, right? In that way, my students growing really quick. I'm starting to struggle with my higher belts um, because one, I'm smaller, b two, they are getting much better and they're getting that awareness of throws and stuff. It's easy when people stepping in from different systems and never been throwing, never been doing groundwork. Then it's of course easier for me to win because I can surprise them. But with the time and that coaching methodology, when they're doing stuff and something works for them, you allow them to do it. You don't stop them from performing the throw, performing the armbar. You allow them to do it. They can learn, they can be building up, and is that the word, building up? They can grow and have more confidence in themselves. That will get them encouraged to try other things, right? If they try something new and they all the time punished, they will not try to do new things. And I like people to try new things because through that you're finding the techniques that really work for you. You really enjoy them. I've got a few techniques that are my all-time favorites, and I know they're working for me in very stressful situations. And I would like my students to find those techniques as well. But they won't find it if they're not gonna try. And if me as a coach gonna be constantly undercutting their effort, so he tries to do something or she tries to do something, and I'm gonna be doing like, no, I know better. I'm gonna take you down from that position and punish you. They're just gonna give up and stick to the things that they know they work. So it's gonna be very limited amount of techniques, and it's not gonna be not fun, right? If I encourage them and try this, oh wow, this was great, try it again, that's go better. Have some plan, put that plan into the sparring, go for those techniques that you just learned. It getting easier for them to be open-minded and try new things. And as well, on every sparring, we're trying to have some form of a plan. So we today I'm gonna be working on this. Today I'm gonna be working on that. Maybe I'm gonna try this. And I really encourage my students to try to fit within the sparring the techniques that we just cover in a session. And on the video, it shows that they actually go for it, which makes me really, really happy. And all credit to them for trying, doing. It's not perfect. It's never is during the sparring. It always looks messy. It always looks not right. But if you give an effort, try with time, it's getting better and better. And they all gonna develop their own unique styles, their favorite techniques. But if you don't find that unique technique that you like, you're never gonna find it, right? If I'm gonna stick to jab cross and ippon sori nage, then I'm not gonna try uchimata. I'm not gonna try the double leg takedown. I'm not gonna try kick to the head or doing a um, angle change and punches and so on. So I am encouraging my students to try new things. We're going through loads of material. I'm not expecting them to know everything, but I expect them to try and find the stuff that they can pick and incorporate it in their style. So it's really, really great to see that that's actually happening. I'm keep changing stuff, so keep changing our syllabus, methodologies, and stuff like that. Um, but it is nice to see that those who've been with me for a few years now, they actually absorbing all those techniques we've been doing and adding more and combinations. And a huge change is now we are near half year in the new gym where we've got the mats, and you can see that their fighting style changed a lot. They don't afraid to go to the floor. They don't afraid trying throws, takedowns, which on the previous floor, on a wooden floor, everybody was very bit hesitant for understandable reasons. This was the reason why I changed the gym because I landed really hard on the floor, and now I'm trying to avoid the possible injuries. You know, getting heading to over 40 towards 50. It is not fun to land on a hard floor and have a few weeks of recovery and not trying. And it was preventing me as well from doing throws because obviously as a coach I need to think about other people and I don't want to injure them. And as well, just coming into the gym which already have full mats laid down and you don't have to pick them up and carry them. It's much easier, and it's easier to keep them clean with the spraying the antibacterial instead of taking them to the garage. Take one by one, brush it, dry it, put it back on the stove, put it back in the car, drive it there. And I think everybody is just much more comfortable with a new gym. So this is fantastic for us, and it as well creates the different atmosphere. Yeah, you're coming in, it's more professional because everything looks purposeful for martial arts, designed for martial arts. Um, and instead of going into the church hall with a muddy floor, you have to wipe the floor, clean the floor. Students see that. You know, you still never can clean it perfectly because you don't have the time to dry it properly because you've got only a hire from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock and you need to fit everything in. So you're losing the time for cleaning instead of coaching. So the environment creates part of the atmosphere as well, but most of that atmosphere is being passed down from a coach to the higher level students, then lower level students, and it's kind of getting organically incorporated into the club. And you know, like I said, there's many different ones. There's no better or worse one. It's just what you like to engage in. Some people like the militaristic style of Japanese karate and then thrive in that environment. Other people cannot stand it and they're looking something more relaxed and like freestyle karate when there's no um, kind of rituals and ceremonies and stuff. You just go in, say hi, gloves on, we spar all the time or doing drills and techniques, pads. Other people like the traditional aspect where you've got all the Japanese names, traditions, ceremonies, and all that stuff, the historical preservation of katas and techniques and how it was. Other people prefer sporting and, modern methodology. Some will be really into a self-defense and trying to fitting kata into the applications and adding that awareness of the dangers and all the aspects that come with self-defense, not only the physical acts, but as well a mental attitude, the law, and all the other parts of it. And all those gyms gonna have a very different atmosphere. I'm happy because I like what I do, and I'm happy that I've got students that enjoy the way we're doing stuff. It's pro longevity, so we're not going 100%. We're taking care of each other. We're not causing ourselves concussions. We're not knocking each other out. We're not doing hard throws. We're not doing hard chokes. We just play. We most of us over 40, we need time to recover. We need to go to work. We need to speak to people outside. So going with the broken noses and missing teeth and black eyes is not something what we're looking for. But we don't want to sit at home on the sofa and flickering channels. So it is nice for us to go out, do some stuff, move that body, do some mobility exercises, do some sparring, do some um, groundwork, do some throws, and enjoy it all. We're living in a very quiet neighborhood, so there is not much chances of us being attacked. But most of us have kids. We're spending time with our kids. We're not going to pubs. We're not going to clubs. So chances for us to be on the receiving end of the attack is very slim. Obviously, we train sometimes trainings for self-defense as well. We do some knife protocols. We do some um, conversation, soft skills, hard skills, but it is not main target of our dojo. We are all about feeling great and doing some of the workouts, some techniques, and we all like martial arts, so we can put that in the training and just have fun, support each other, elevate each other, create a supportive group where we all can grow, we all can talk, we all can process our uh, difficulties in life, and hopefully have a bit of a relief, go out and be better people outside. So, okay, that was a rambling from me today, very short one. Next week on the Tuesday one, I'm gonna be sharing with you what people think about our seminars. We had a seminar with Ian Abernathy and myself on Deciphering Kata 2. Again, great event. It's nice to see people thinking instead of just repeating, but I will say more about it in next episode. Plus, we're gonna have all the people's reviews and Q&A on the end as well. Um, Again, if you would like to support the channel, just watch another video or listen to another uh, podcast. I am thinking about now doing all the podcasts with the video footage as the megaphone now allow me to upload as well videos, but I see how it goes. Let me know, guys, if you prefer to have it only audio only or you want it with a video, and then I can adjust accordingly. And I think that is it.